Revolutionary greetings, brothers and sisters. All power to all people. This is your Occupy Shadow Media Block Report. What you are witnessing right now, brothers and sisters, is the assault of Brother Anthony first by private security guards hired by the Financial District of Los Angeles, then backed up by the LAPD. On a march against police brutality, no less. As you can see, they're running him back and forth across the bicycle, on the ground, with all of their weight on him. This is obviously a violation of his human rights. And this is what we would like to talk to you about tonight, brothers and sisters. Here's Brother JR from Occupy the Hood, Chicago, to run down the difference between civil and human rights.
The largest fight to us is the fight for human rights. And we know the enforcement of human rights matters. All that it entails, all 30 articles, right? Not just the human rights to housing, the human rights to education, the human rights to development, the human rights to living wage, and the human rights to health care. It entails all of the basic human rights, right? Saying that the human rights should trump anything. That like land is not a commodity, health care is not a commodity. None of this is a commodity. This is a basic human need. That's why we don't say this is not an economic crisis. We say, no, there's no economic crisis in America. There's a human rights crisis in America. Now, while corporations are making record profits,
Did you get one of these?
millions of people are suffering. Millions of people are suffering. And that's the same shit we are supposedly militarily enforced across the world, right? But we know it's the biggest rip-off of natural resources in other nations' history and in the world history. That's what we say. We know that America never ratified any of these treaties. We know this to be true because the people have not embraced human rights. It's sad when you say animal, first thing comes to people's mind, animal rights. You say human beings, humanity. You say everything but human rights. It's like we have a fear of incorporating the things that Malcolm and Martin died with. Martin was cool as long as he said civil rights and he stayed in that lane. The minute he said poverty, war, poor people, human rights, bam, he dead. Malcolm said utilize the United Nations, the Organization of American States, and you say this is the people of color problem. Boom, he dead. You know, because human rights is forbidden. And for 40 years, these old Negro leaders have never said nothing about human rights.
Right on, Brother JR. And now a word from Brother Bilal Ali about COINTELPRO, its history, and its relation to the repression of our human rights.
That's why it was so easily to set up the sharecropping system, because that was just another form of slavery. You just didn't have the shackles over you no more. You still had them up here. You still could be whipped and lynched. You still were under the same conditions, but you were free. Free to participate in your own oppression and subjugation. And they set up the sharecropping system where you're still enslaved economically now, and still such. You never had enough to pay the dude back, right? So you were forever in debt and you had to keep working for it. And when it came time to get paid, they says, nope, you're negative because you had to go and borrow tools, the feed, the food, and all that on credit for the crop to come in, and you never got ahead. So they kept you in perpetual slavery. It was the same shit.
I wonder if you
and you were still under the same social dominance and under terrorism by the locals, right? Doesn't change. You can just go where you wanted to go, but the only place you had to go is go back into slavery. You didn't have no alternative. So, that's a cold scam. And he did that. Slavery was not because of good heartedness of the abolitionists, because it became expensive and it became dangerous because you had all these insurrections going on, right? How do we control these people about me going to sleep at night and they wake up and they're cutting me and my kids' heads off? That was serious shit. When that Turn Rebellion jumped off, they started changing laws. That's where the black codes came and everything. They clamped down, just like they did after the 60 rebellion here. They went into a counterinsurgency mode. Passed these laws called like war on crime. War on crime was a war against protesters. And later on, the war on drugs. You know, same fucking thing. You know, come up with these laws. And these are all counterinsurgency from, this is the retaliation and control from the 60 and 70 rebellions.
Somebody pulling down sleeping.
not just sleeping in the tent, if someone is not in a tent and is sitting there, and like I said, just nods off.
Prisons being built and all that shit. That's control, especially to the youth. What did J. Edgar Hoover say?
I know today is
in the counterintelligence program. He said we got to convey to these young black motherfuckers that you want to be a revolutionary, that means you're a dead motherfucker. And they went after the youth, right? So, because we were the youth in the party.
Didn't he say you're supposed to be assassinated?
He said neutralized. That means kill a motherfucker.
Revolutionary.
He said
you're supposed to be assassinated immediately. That's what he said.
Yeah, he said we showed these young motherfuckers a revolutionary. If you ever want to be a revolutionary, that's a dead motherfucker.
Yeah, you're supposed to be assassinated immediately.
Neutralized. And that's what we were seeing now. Counterinsurgency program.
That's right, brothers and sisters. A counterinsurgency program. One designed to break your will, your spirit, and suppress your human rights. But they don't know. We're not new to this shit. We're used to this shit. Right now, Brother Belial and many members of Los Angeles Community Action Network, otherwise known as LA CAN, are occupying gentrified Skid Row on Main Street between 5th and 6th. Every night from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m., as is allowed by law. Come join us, brothers and sisters. All power to all people. And now, to close out, a word from General Dogon about the Safer Cities Initiative and its racist and classist implications.
Power to the people. My name is General Dogon, and we out here on Skid Row outside the Los Angeles Community Action Network, here live on Skid Row where I'm an organizer. And we out here with Occupy the Hood, you know, and we reclaiming the city. And the picture you see right here is the reason why we're here. Is because they have the most pigs on Skid Row than any other community in America. Let me say that one more time. They got more pigs on Skid Row than in any other community. They have 110 extra pigs out here. And they out here for one reason, to gentrify downtown, to move black and brown folks out of the area so these yuppies can walk their $5,000 French poodle down Main Street without seeing Ed the Wino and Ted the Panhandler. That's the reason why we out here. They have completely tried to criminalize this community with this task force, SCI task force, which was launched in 2006 by Mayor Antonio Villaraigosa and then Willie T. Bragg. They predicted within 6 months that they've been swept the whole homeless population as well as low-income community residents out of Skid Row and in the Venice Beach and on a boat back to Africa or wherever somewhere, right? But because the community residents and organizers got together and came back in, fought back, here we are 5 years later and we still here and we saying, fuck the police. You know what I'm saying? Not only we staring them physically like that, but we really fighting back. We got TROs, you know what I'm saying? And injunctions on their ass. You know what I mean? The ball and the chain and the book has opened up and flipped over for the side of the people. And the people is winning. Now I'm gonna move you over here to this tent over yonder right here. This is another one of the comrades, his condo spot out here tonight. And as you can see the sign up there, it says, when you're on Main Street, it's progress. When we are on Main Street, it's criminal. And the reason why that sign is up there is because Main Street basically decides on Skid Row between the haves and the have-not. This is where the borderline is drawn at. And 9 times out of 10, you understand me? The police, when they come over here, they focus on black and brown folks. You know, when you understand me, and they drink, you know understand me, and they drinking, you understand me, and jaywalking, running across the street, they call it art walk. But when we out here, they call it nigga get up against the wall. You know understand me, you're under arrest. You know. And the same at the same vein, this same street has been a Jim Crow street. You understand me? Because there have been different practices, you understand me, with different motherfucking arrests in it. And what I mean by that is that if you're black, you understand me, and you sit on Main Street, you go to jail for violating 4118D, which is the city street ordinance that you can't sit, sleep, or lie on public sidewalks. But if you a yuppie, you understand me, and you got your little $5,000 French poodle with you, you understand me, the city put benches out here for you to sit on. You know, even across the street, that's a dog daycare. What should I say? A dog hotel. It's called Bark Hotel, you know what I'm saying? And that's when you know your neighborhood is being gentrified, is when you wake up in the morning and you got a dog daycare across the street from where you live at. But anyway, you know, they let the folks, when they get tired of walking their dog and their dog crapping all over downtown, you know what I'm saying? They get a right to sit on the streets right here. But we sit on the streets, you understand me? Yeah, we go to jail. So that's just some of the things, you understand me, that's been going on downtown. Besides the false arrest, you understand me, the mass ticketing, you understand me. Folks been fighting back. We still here. We ain't going nowhere. All power to the people.
Article 25 of the United Nations Declaration of Human Rights reads, "Everyone has the right to a standard of living adequate for health and well-being of himself and his family, including food, clothing, housing, and medical care, and necessary social services, and the right to security in the event of unemployment, sickness, disability, widowhood, old age, or other lack of livelihood in circumstances beyond his control." They thought they could run us out, brothers and sisters. This is our streets, our country, our world. Occupy it all. Occupy it all, brothers and sisters. All power to all people.
She said she was ready.